Good morning, podcasters. Where did my money go? How much does it cost to podcast? Hope you're having a great start to your week. My name is Fuzz Martin, and this is Good Morning Podcasters. Did you have a good weekend? We did. We went to a wedding for one of my wife's coworkers, but we're at that age where pretty much everyone who's getting married is either a coworker or an employee, and they're usually pretty young, which means it's easy for us to bow out early. Hey, why are you leaving so early? Oh, you're 40. Totally get it. Thanks for coming. It's either that or they're our age and on their second or third marriage. And at that point, they're like, yeah, we get it. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, it was a great weekend. On to the show. Thanks for joining me for episode 24 AT. That's the 24th episode after Tanner. Let's talk about how much podcasting costs. I want to do this to illustrate that there's a lot of range in what having a podcast can cost. This isn't meant to be a gatekeeping kind of episode. In fact, I'm going to start with how you could do it for $0, and then we'll talk about what I'm doing on this show. But first, let's break down where the costs go. There's really 4 categories of costs for any podcast: your recording gear, your editing gear or software, hosting, and promoting your show. So if you wanted to do a podcast for $0, here's how you could get there. And by the way, when I say $0, it assumes things in life which may be a privilege to some, but I think most people will have like a phone and wired headphones. So for gear, if you're going to do this for $0, you'll need an iPhone or an Android phone. You'll need a set of wired headphones, preferably not wireless AirPods or some sort of wireless earbuds. But if that's all you got, do it. And then make sure you have a nice quiet room. Okay, so you can essentially do that with things that you likely already have. For editing software, you can download Anchor's app. You won't be able to edit in that, but you can record in there. If you do want to record and edit on a separate piece of software, you could do so in a program like Audacity. For hosting, you're going to want to do that on Anchor if you're doing it for $0. There are some other free podcast hosts out there with free levels, but Anchor's the one that pretty much everybody goes with when they're talking free. And then promoting your show for free, you can do that using a free graphics editor like Canva or Adobe Express to make your show's cover graphics and perhaps some nice social media images that you could be using. And then promote it on your social channels. Whichever ones you're using, whichever ones your audience is using is really where you want to go. So that's how you do podcasting for free. Now let's talk about what I do and where all of my costs go in this show. You don't have to do all of these again. I'm just illustrating this so you can kind of see what goes into it. And costs for a podcast are on a sliding scale. Again, you could use none of these and do this for free if you'd like, but here's what I do. Gear for this show, I use a Rode Pod mic, that's $99. A Rodecaster Pro 2, that is $599. I think I actually got it when it was like $749, so they're a deal now. A Samson mic arm, that's $35. A mic cable, an XLR mic cable, that's about $10, and a windscreen, that's about $10, and a pair of Sony MDR 7506 headphones. That's $99. So for gear, I have about $850-ish invested. For editing software, I use Adobe Audition. I'm kind of double dipping with this because I use the Adobe Creative Cloud for other work things. But if you were going to buy just Audition, it would be $35.99 per month through Adobe. Hosting, I use Captivate. That's $17 a month. I use Photoshop, again, part of the Creative Cloud. So let's say another $35.99 a month for my graphic editing software. The bundle for all apps for Adobe Creative Cloud is $84.99 a month, I believe. But we're still below that threshold. So I'll just say 2 $35.99 subscriptions for Audition and for Photoshop. I have a paid Gmail account, which is fuzz@goodmorningpod.com if you ever want to email me. But that is $6.99 per month. I have Squarespace to host my website. I paid about $22 per month using a promo code that I heard on a podcast. Again, that's about $22 a month paid annually. I use Otter AI for transcriptions. That's about $9 a month, or it's $8.33 a month. It comes out to about $99 annually. My domain name is $11.99 per year. And I use a bunch of other free software and services for things for social media. I use Pod Inbox, Good Pods, etc. Some of those other kind of free software pieces that go along with the show. So rolling that all up, my one-time cost for gear is about $850, and my monthly costs, taking the annual costs and then spreading them into a monthly cost, I'm spending about $147.33 per month to run Good Morning Podcasters. Ouch. The good news is I have an LLC, and now thanks to this episode, I've got all my costs laid out, so when it comes time to get my taxes done, it's all right there. But again, podcasting doesn't have to cost that much. It's kind of like golf, right? So you can find a way to do it for cheap. You can get some hand-me-down clubs, and you go to a cheap course. But sometimes you want nicer clubs, or you want to golf at a nicer course, and you can do that. There's just a cost to it. And that's about the extent of my golf analogy, because I'm not really a golfer. So now it's time for me to head off and go find some sponsors to cover that monthly cost. Thanks for listening to Good Morning Podcasters. Please hit the follow button on your pod player in order to hear new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Episodes are also available at goodmorningpod.com. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again on Wednesday right here on Good Morning Podcasters.